We are capable of obtaining everything we desire from life. Thoughts and attention play a key role in this. By focusing on what we dislike, we may attract undesirable circumstances. It is similar to a magnet. Thoughts shape reality. Concentrating on negativity can lead to even greater discomfort and create a vicious cycle of undesirable experiences. By focusing on what brings joy and satisfaction, we open the door to a world of positive changes and opportunities. This is not a coincidence or mere luck, but the result of deliberate inner work. Achieving harmony requires understanding the interaction between the mind and the surrounding reality. Delving into this topic can teach one to steer life in a favorable direction. The mind influences reality, but it is not the only factor. It is important to accept that what resonates with our consciousness and perception manifests in life. This approach is useful because, regardless of beliefs, we always encounter objective reality. Many questions remain unanswered. There is no clear understanding of what this force is, why it exists, and how it operates. This uncertainty is acknowledged by me and the majority of researchers of similar phenomena. We can speculate on the influence of various aspects of our consciousness, but the nature of their interaction with the world remains a mystery, not uncovered even by experienced specialists. The human mind possesses enormous potential, which will likely never be fully understood and mastered. People remain ignorant of how they are capable of influencing the surrounding reality with their thinking and perception. This complex and ambiguous topic sometimes confuses even the most outstanding minds. In the course of life, each of us is forced to reassess our values and reconsider positions that once seemed unshakable. The perception of the world and a person's attitude towards events play a key role in determining their life path. How we perceive and react to situations shapes our worldview and influences what we attract into our lives. Perception becomes the determining factor of success or failure, happiness or unhappiness. It is useful to periodically reflect on one's attitude towards life, striving for a more conscious and positive understanding of it. Listening to one's inner voice is easiest when justifying an action with external circumstances. It is simplest to cast all the blame on someone else, as this allows one to avoid responsibility for their actions and future. It is very convenient to blame the government or someone else for the lack of success and financial well-being if one does not make an effort and does not pay attention to personal growth. No matter how bad things are, it is important to remember that no matter how imperfect the external conditions and the quality of the government's work may be, in the end, you are still left alone with yourself and your decisions. If behavior and attitude toward life are not changed, personal reality is unlikely to improve. The main focus should be on self-improvement, as it plays a key role in achieving success and well-being. Anyone can change their destiny by making an effort and cultivating useful habits. By working on one's character and setting realistic goals, it is possible to significantly improve one's situation despite external factors. It is important to realize that the future is in our hands, and regardless of the political situation or other threats, change begins from within. The right step would be to start with small changes in one's own attitude and approach to life, to then see the surrounding reality transform. Start by working on yourself, changing your attitude towards what is happening, rather than the situation itself. This raises the question, could part of the problem in countries be that their inhabitants attract undesirable events and talk about them more loudly than those who live well? As a result, the impression is created that everything around is bad. Focusing solely on negative aspects distorts our perception of reality, depriving us of the opportunity to see its complexity and diversity. This can lead to missing out on the positive and neutral aspects of life. It is important to strive for an objective perspective to understand the multifaceted nature of the world and not get stuck in a one-sided view. It's difficult to say how acceptable the phenomenon would be for society, yet it contains something important and interesting. We live in a reality common to everyone. However, the perception of this reality depends on the characteristics of each person, their views, and experiences. As a result, what we perceive sometimes differs from actuality, transforming into a subjective reality and becoming the basis for a way of thinking. An important question arises: what to do when this individual perception, shaped into a form of thinking, begins to form our mentality? When the mindset of individuals or entire groups becomes dominant, complex social processes begin. Some people thrive, while others find themselves in less favorable situations. For society to function stably, it is important for everyone to learn to understand each other and respect different points of view. This will create more opportunities to develop an environment where everyone can find a chance for growth and happiness. The ability to accept one another is one of the key traits that help overcome differences and build a more just society. Attention plays a key role in life. It is what determines the formation of thoughts, character, and mood. These elements define our emotional state. Look back at the past and consider the current state of affairs. Every event is created by your attention. Your mind has paved the path you have traveled. Perception has opened doors to the world, setting them in a new way. You are the initiator of the events around you, and the main cause of what happens. The influence of your attention on life circumstances and achievements is significant. You determine what you are interested in and which aspects of life you focus on. Each time you concentrate your attention, you choose the direction of life development. In your quest to fill the world with meaning, start by becoming interested in it yourself. Your internal state will become a catalyst for external changes. The ability to introduce new things depends on where you direct your attention, what goals you set for yourself, and how you achieve them. Pay attention to what brings benefit and strive to follow that path. This also applies to how you use your mind. Your mental efforts should have a positive impact on your life. To facilitate this, it is important to tune your perception in a way that helps recognize and seize the best opportunities the world can offer you and those around you. By working on your perception, you open up a new world of opportunities that will be useful in any life situation. A focus on positive thoughts and actions plays a huge role. I strive to spread positivity around me, and this becomes the start of a flow of well-being. I share goodness and genuine kindness with others, and this kindness returns to me 100-fold. This allows me to state that I have no reason to complain. Everything I give to the world in goodwill and positivity, I receive back in abundance, and this makes my life filled and satisfied. Attention plays a key role in what we attract into our lives. It encompasses more than just thoughts. Working towards achieving goals is not limited to visualizing the desired outcome. It is a complex process that requires managing the mind not only on a daily basis, but throughout one's entire life. Realization is possible with a comprehensive change in character and perception of the world. By changing perception and character, we become more conscious, managing attention and thoughts, which is important for achieving goals. It is necessary to be aware of the interconnection between perception, attention, and thoughts. These aspects influence our movement towards desires, continuous self-improvement, understanding true goals, and striving for change help to find balance, turning attention into a tool for achieving the desired. Thoughts undoubtedly play an important role in our lives, but they are only a part of what our attention is directed towards. When we concentrate on certain thoughts, they begin to take shape and find reflection in our reality. But this happens not just because they exist on their own. Attention plays a key role and includes not only mental words and phrases, but also deeper levels of perception. When we talk about the materialization of thoughts, it is important to understand that attention is a mechanism that includes not only verbal reflections. Our attention also directs energy towards intuitive aspects of perception, which are not always expressed in words. The thoughts we focus on become the foundation for manifestation in reality. Being a part of this system of attention, unlike a simple flow of thoughts, attention governs how energy is directed to create certain patterns and images in our lives, making materialization a more complex phenomenon. I suggest that you base your work on your own research rather than relying solely on the opinions of others. Personal discoveries and conclusions can serve as a foundation for growth and understanding. I am not afraid to make mistakes and admit when some conclusions are outdated or erroneous, which allows me to develop. You are capable of changing perceptions and life priorities, which is important for personal growth. By renewing views, you open up new horizons and opportunities. Flexible thinking helps adapt to changes and create a more fulfilling life. Each reevaluation is a step towards a deeper and more meaningful life. Learning to find a compromise with your mind is important, as it is the key to a harmonious life. In the consciousness, there is a filter that determines which thoughts can manifest and which cannot. This filter shapes our perception of truth, the world, and ourselves, influencing our reactions. Realizing the ability to manage this filter allows one to develop the skill of using attention and perception to their advantage, so that positive thoughts become the foundation of life. The materialization of thoughts and ideas rarely occurs as concrete, planned images. These changes more often manifest implicitly, as small details that seem insignificant. However, with the attention and energy we devote to them, they begin to gain weight and significance in our lives. Thus, systematic attention contributes to our thoughts and beliefs becoming apparent and influential. Make this a part of daily life rather than a temporary practice to experience the results more clearly. Strive to deepen the understanding of concentration rather than all teachings about the materiality of thoughts. Learn to notice those materializations of thoughts that bring benefit and joy, ignoring the unfavorable ones. This will help focus on positive things and improve the quality of life. Communicating with others helps to direct attention to the pleasant aspects of life. By discussing topics that bring joy, you create a positive mindset and strengthen the ability to focus on what you truly enjoy. Such conversations improve your mood and help you understand how your thoughts and topics influence reality. It is important to stay connected to reality to avoid being deceived by perceptions. Imagine a warrior with an injury who does not notice it and continues to fight, risking exhaustion. This is an analogy for difficulties. If they are ignored, the situation can worsen. It is necessary to monitor reality to notice problems in time and prevent negative consequences. For effective problem solving, it is important to first acknowledge their existence, which requires an honest look at oneself and one's life. Avoiding a problem often makes it more severe. Once aware of what we are facing, the focus should be on solution strategies, altering our attitude toward difficulties. This includes actively changing perspectives and seeking constructive ways to impact the situation. Such an approach will ease the path to resolution and help conserve energy and resources for other important aspects of life.